Who?
Captain Panta.
Oh.
Captain Panta.
My friend Seaton is coming on tonight. We're going to have a little Murdaugh discussion. Sorry. I'm making people some healthy waffles for dinner. And I'm still in a bathing suit. Because when you live in North Carolina, you can swim well into October. It's true. Seaton, when I see you, I'm going to add you. Hold on. Uh-oh. Is she on there yet? No. I don't see her. Seaton, I'm looking for you. Y'all get on here so quick, I can't get past it. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. Sunday. My in-laws just came by for a visit. Had some quiche. Oh, let me invite Seaton. Okay, I'm gonna try Seaton. Hold on.
Okay.
Seaton. Seaton, Seaton. 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 Seaton, I don't see you to add you. You might have to request to be, you might not have the add button. Sorry, so annoying. Seaton, do your back thing. Either ask me to invite you or go out and come back in. Yeah, I was just reading some news right that second about what's happening. Oh, there she is. Thank you, Seaton. Good job. Now she's coming. Is that Amos background?
Yay!
Hey!
All right.
How are you?
I'm trying out my new light here. That's a lot of
Oh,
light.
you got new. Oh.
Oh, yeah. My friend sent me this light because she was like, you need to improve your light. And Sophie got me on again. We're making record time here.
I mean, it's really amazing. And I'm just cutting up some homemade blueberry waffles from Lego My Eggo.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I have to find the syrup. Hold on.
Yes, I'm giving a shout out to my friend Mary Fraser who bought me this new selfie light and this tripod situation.
Okay. I'm liking the
It's
light.
a little bright. I don't know.
You're
I'm
very
not sure.
bright.
I know. Maybe, wait, there's several settings. I'm going to try different ones out.
Okay. Do I look
Let's
dark?
see. Wait.
Light? I just used the little button on the thing that's like looks like a lightning bolt.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to see.
Look. Ooh, now I'm light. Okay.
Oh, wait. All right, there we go. That's a little bit less dramatic.
Oh, I think that looks good. Very.
Yeah, that looks good.
Very
natural.
Very professional.
Yes.
For those, I think most people on have been kind of keeping up with your Murdaugh podcast. But give us a little rendition if anybody's new, wondering what the devil's going on.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Okay, so actually, I just got a message. It just came in like 15 minutes ago, and I really haven't had time to digest that.
I just mute you. Hold on.
Satterfield. Oh,
What?
sorry.
How the hell did I do that? Hang on.
Oh wait, you said my daughter.
Oh, there you are.
She's not the best flattering look. All right, so I just got a message that Eric Bland who represents the heirs of Gloria Satterfield. That was the housekeeper who died at the home, or died from an injury at the home of the Murdaugh family. So they reached a settlement with Corey Bland. They're giving up. I think they're just giving huge. I mean, I haven't this just came across, so I haven't really had time to read it. But there's some sort of settlement that happened between Corey Fleming, who originally represented Gloria Satterfield's children, in this, and so now he's giving money back to them. The attorney's fees he's giving back to them.
I saw that.
I don't know. It's pretty.
And we don't know the amount, do we?
I mean, I just came across. I mean, I think it was 33%. So I would think that was, 1 point something. I don't know. I'm not the greatest with math, but 1 point something $1 million.
Well, very interesting to me that he wants to get himself separated from his friend Alec, who was his son Paul's godfather.
Right. No, everyone is distancing themselves at this point. There was a statement that came out from the law firm that he previously worked out, basically saying, we have nothing to do with him. We had no idea. They didn't know about the drug addiction. They didn't know about missing money. So basically, everyone is distancing themselves from him at this point. And so there was also some information that came out from Fox News Carolina, and they released some information about the 911 call. Like Eric Bland went on their show and said that Maggie was the one who called 911. Alec was when Gloria Satterfield died. Alec was not there.
Wait, when did Maggie call 911 with Gloria Satterfield, the housekeeper?
Yeah, so Alec wasn't at the home. So the Eric Bland, who represents the kids, said that Maggie called 911, and at the house at the time was only Maggie and Paul. So Alec wasn't there, Buster wasn't there. So I mean, that's kind of interesting.
Well,
her body has not been exhumed. I know we had that question.
Mm-hmm.
The body has not been exhumed at this time, and he said on this Fox News Carolina thing that basically they still trust Alec's version of things, that their mother had an accident tripping over the dogs. And until proven otherwise, they're going to just say that they believe that.
Huh. And for some reason, I had always thought that he was the one that was there.
No, I did too. But I mean, that actually is just breaking that it came out that he was not there. It was only Maggie and Paul there.
Well, that makes you feel like at least maybe she wasn't murdered.
Well, I mean, again, the kids, Eric Bland, the representative of Satterfield Kids, says, until we find otherwise, I mean, SLED has reopened the case, but until they find out otherwise, they're just going to kind of believe.
Yeah.
The version.
Yeah, because Maggie, I don't think Maggie was into all this scheming stuff personally.
No, I mean, but we do have to talk about the People magazine stuff that came out this week.
Well, I saw Natney was, sharing their stuff, annoyed that they were pretending that it was their news because, we all own news.
I know, that was a little crazy, but they People magazine, I ran out and got my copy. I was very interested. It was like, whoa, they're breaking out some news. So People magazine said, that Maggie had met with an attorney several weeks before she was murdered.
In Charleston.
Right. She had gone to Charleston. She had met with an attorney that the attorney had advised her to look into finances, which we said, and obviously there's a lot of missing money. It seems to make sense that she would be looking into finances.
Right.
They described several situations that there was a Christmas party where they didn't talk. I mean, there was another incident 2 days before she was murdered where they were at a baseball game, and my husband says selfie ring looks good. My husband's liking the selfie ring. He just sent me a message. Thank you. So there was another tense situation where they weren't talking at this baseball game, and he had been at the bar and she threw some peanuts at him and stuff. And again, I mean, these are all marital stuff,
Right.
I've said on our podcast, my husband's never thrown peanuts at me, but there's been a few times I might have wanted to throw some peanuts at him. But anyway, they are the first people to really come out there and concretely say that there were definitely some marital problems, that she had met with an attorney and that she was kind of looking into finances and all of that.
But then Mandy Matt was sort of attacking that whole thing, saying that she didn't think it was true.
Well, she I don't know. I mean, I can't even say with her.
Well,
I
he wrote an article really about the People magazine article that I read, and it said, you know, my sources, they said they went through years of text, which
I mean, years of text, dude. I mean,
does Verizon, the phone
that is bizarre.
text?
I mean, I don't know. Years of text, bizarre. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Wait.
I love to delete a text stream, and I just would have no idea that a phone company would have years of data like that.
Well, and also, so the Island Packet issued a statement from her family, or from their PR person, the Murdaugh family PR person, basically saying that this was total baloney. This is not true, that their marriage was strong. So, I mean, but it's from their PR person. So, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
Right. Huh.
But,
So,
I mean, again, I don't know. There's this whole scoop thing. There's also the podcast wars. And there's a lot, but.
right.
Yeah, we try to rise above it all.
Well, in my humble opinion, not that it counts for much, but, you know, if you were only allowed to write what you like found, how would the New York Times exist? I mean, granted, like
That's true.
The Elizabeth Holmes story, you know, if you've been following her trial, she was shared in the Wall Street Journal, and that fella shared it. But really, the person that broke the story was the whistleblower that called him. I mean, it's kind of which came first, the chicken or the egg. You know, you're always constantly trying to find out stuff, and it's good to give people credit when they do something. But I think
we always do, and I appreciate all of the hard work from, like, there are so many good reporters in the state of South Carolina who've really done so much groundwork on this. I mean, the state paper and everything. I don't even understand why I think for the victims of this, the more publicity or more coverage, not publicity, coverage that we can get, the better it is, and the hope that all these victims find justice. That should be the ultimate goal.
Because the biggest goal is we would like to get, particularly Maggie's family, but know who did this and why.
We should, I mean, Maggie's family needs to find out who did this and why. Stephen Smith's mom has been beating the drum to find justice for her son since 2015.
Right.
The Satterfield family just recently became aware of this, like, settlement that allegedly they didn't receive any money from. So, I mean, there are a lot of people right now who are seeking answers and deserve justice.
Right. Yeah, I do think.
And the more coverage, the better.
Yeah. And Maggie's family, that just kills me, you know. What in the world happened?
No, I mean, and a grandson. So it's tragic,
right,
no matter what.
Right.
And we haven't heard much from her family. Like, they have not spoken out publicly whatsoever. Like, they're under the radar. So that's actually the number one question we get is, people want to know more about her. They want to know, you know, they want to hear from her family. And I don't care if they talk to us, but talk to somebody, speak out, because I think she's kind of right now doesn't have a voice.
Well, I'm sure they feel so betrayed, you know. I mean, obviously they don't know probably who to believe. I'm sure.
I don't think any of us do. I mean, the fact that the FBI is involved right now, I think is a very good thing for the state. Oh, the other thing that I thought was so interesting. So the Island Packet had a paper coming out, or had a news article that came out today talking about, so South Carolina is one of two states that judges are appointed by legislators. So that doesn't happen in other states, and it just creates all these conflicts. And so, oh wait, who do we have behind there?
We have someone that's supposed to be in the bed. Yes, I'm.
So, I mean, so there's a lot of conflicts between, I'm going to go back and digest it. Again, I kind of took the day off because it's been a really rough week as far as the trolls and the lots of just stuff. I was like, I'm just took a day off. But so this morning, or might have been yesterday, like late, the article that came out in Island Packet was talking about the conflicts between legislators appointing judges and kind of the circular motion of how it all works. And there's this committee that selects the people who might be judges, and then there's a lot of conflicts there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have to dig deeper into how that all works. I kind of want to have John Snyder come on in our show. I thought, like, we didn't have your husband. I honestly meant to send you that article earlier. So we need to have your husband on here and break this down for us, how this is a conflict and why this shouldn't work.
Right. Meanwhile, my husband thinks he's Djokovic, and he's playing tennis for the second time today.
Can we also talk about your son's artwork? That's my favorite.
Where is that? Darn it. Where is my... Oh, here it is. It's a little bit off topic.
Off topic, but worth mentioning.
Orders a poster. And then I write on it what did I even write? I can't remember. My high school tennis photo. Love, Mom.
You needed like some sort of white Sharpie to draw the underwear on.
Well, I started working on the underwear. I started with some like granny panty bloomers, but it looks sort of like a henna tattoo. Then I gave up. But the best part about this is, and I did a supporter video earlier, and I was telling them what I called him yesterday, and I was like, hi. He was like, hi. I saw your post. And I was like, oh, you did? I'm so glad. He was like, that was really annoying. And I was like, huh, well, I guess you shouldn't have mailed me a poster of somebody's fanny. He was like, I mean, you did not have to put my name on it. And I was like, what name you could have written one of my sons. I was like, so your brother Russell would have gotten like attacked for doing that? He was like, it could have been Amos.
Someone said whiteout pens makes a version. I think before you send that, you got to get the whiteout pen.
Okay, I'll get a whiteout pen. I don't have one. But I mean, Amos, a 7-year-old with autism, is going to get blamed for ordering naked tennis photos. But then, you know, the World Wide Web, as my mother-in-law always calls it, the World Wide Web, when I did the video, I mean, those people come out of the woodwork. They're like, you could be charged for opening up his mail. I literally was like, the chief is going to kill me, but I'm about to put his cell phone number in here. Please come and arrest me for opening up a 15-year-old's mail. I mean, I just would love it.
That's not right. They should not do that.
I mean that people think
you're allowed to. He's 15.
I own his lungs. I mean, everything about him I own. He is, you know, owned by me. And then they're like, it's not that bad. I'm like, it's funny. If it was that bad, I wouldn't be sharing it.
Oh, wait. Now this happened. Hold on. I got to get my earplugs because now when someone calls in, I can't hear.
Well, you know what you have to do? Flip over your camera.
Hold on.
Flip the camera.
Flip the camera.
Flip the camera and then flip it back.
All right. Hold on. All right. Let me try that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Like 3 times.
Let me get my readers and flip the camera and flip back.
Yep. Flip back.
Oh, there we go. I gotcha. All right. Making improvements with my technology skills.
That's why my face was this close when I first started. Yes. Yes.
All right.
Exciting. So I don't know if he's still mad at me. We'll see if he calls me tonight. But, you know, somebody was like, that humiliating. Okay. I get some of that, but meanwhile in North Carolina, in Raleigh, there have been some teenage boys that were in their car and they decided to do a Snapchat video. and they're singing the lyrics to a rap song that has the N-word in it a lot. And that video goes crazy. And now they have been pushed out of the school. And, you know, I just want my children to understand these like decisions that you're making that seem small, like they're not. Whether or not you meant something from them, the climate today, you can't do things like this. You know, you just can't.
I mean,
So,
I had
and
to
that
have
poster is
conversation.
offensive. You have to have it.
Wait, I'm just. All right, I'm getting like reverb. Like I'm hearing something that happened like a few minutes ago.
Flip your camera again.
All right, let me do it again. All right.
I'll just use some more hand sanitizer.
All right, let's do it again.
Hello?
Oh, thanks. All right, I think that's good now.
Better?
Yeah, better. I was hearing stuff from.
So anyway, yeah, that's my parenting antic of the day. So tell me, Alec is in rehab still. Is this right?
I've heard some other things. I don't know if he's still in rehab or not.
Really?
I don't know, and I can't confirm or deny, but I've heard maybe there's some protection that's happening.
Ooh.
Again, I don't know. These are just speculation.
Yeah, just a rumor that he might not be.
Yeah.
Mm.
We don't know, but speculation that he may be being protected.
That is exciting and interesting. Well, it seems like it's been quiet, but I think, like you said, this Corey Fleming saying, roommate from college, godfather of your son, like, I'm out. You're not throwing me under the bus. Because
no, he's trying, and the fact that he's worked out a deal with Satterfield's kids, I mean, like, he's saying, I'm out, I'm protecting myself, I'm going to give back anything I got from this, and peace out, you guys work it out.
Which he didn't even have to do, honestly. He could have said, hey, listen, I took my 33%, here's documentation, I have it. But he's like, no, you have all the money, I'm not charging you for nothing.
No, he's distancing himself as much as possible.
Right. Which is smart.
Very smart on his part.
Very
if
smart.
He's going to have, if he's going to be able to save it. Oh, the other thing that happened too. So there was an article came out in Six News yesterday about this reporter.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't even
see that.
Yes.
It was crazy. So what happened was she was down in the Low Country, and she either received or they said essentially bought some information. And it looked like it was leaked from Parker's, who is the convenience store where Paul allegedly bought his alcohol before.
Right.
So they're named under the Beach private suit. So Tinsley, who represents the Beach family, said agreed to do this interview with Victoria Ward, who was the reporter. So she shows up at his office to do this interview, and instead of doing the interview, they serve her with a subpoena wanting all the documents that she received.
And Fitz News said, they reported that she had paid for the documents.
No, they said she had paid for the documents. And so
they said she had not?
All right, sorry, I'm still getting this reverb. Like, I don't know what's happening because I'm getting like, I hear, everything I hear is kind of a little bit.
I thought she was being accused of buying information.
They said that, but they said that she had bought the information, but then they also were saying that it wasn't protected under a source because she had already told Tinsley who had given her the information. So since she had already broken the confidentiality of the source, that she had to give up the information.
Oh. Well, that'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. And actually, it also, there's a lot of reporters being named in this. If you look, Mandy Matney was also named by the other attorneys for getting confidential information and leaking it to the media.
Huh. And I don't know if as a media person, are you not allowed to leak confidential information if somebody told it to you?
I mean, I think you are if you have a source. I think it's okay.
Huh.
And Will Polk actually stood up for this Vicky Ward. He stood up in his article, stood up for her.
Well, good. Good. Huh. Well, have we heard anything from the alleged shooter?
I don't know what we left off at the last time we talked. I mean, he now has an attorney. Did we say that last time?
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't really heard much from him. I think it's probably attorney shut it down. He's like, all right, Eddie, keep it on the DL.
Cousin Eddie. It never made sense to me. So Alec had a $20,000 bond and Cousin Eddie got a $50,000 bond.
I think that's actually right, because if you look at, there was a lot of controversy about that, but if you look at the charges, Eddie was charged with much more. Like, he was charged with shooting a person. Like,
right.
Alec was not charged with the same things. So I think that's kind of statutory. When we talked to our kind of legal advisor, he was like, this is kind of what it is. Like, you get this amount for these charges or this amount for these charges.
Well, one thing they do in North Carolina, which half bugs me sometimes, or a lot of the time, is they won't charge anybody with anything until they know exactly what happened. So like recently, in the last probably year and a half, there was a woman who was found in her bathroom and they're like, oh, she drowned in the bathtub. Well, there was like blood in her bed. I mean, it was terrible. And her friends were like, she was murdered. This boyfriend, said he was going over there. We all know it. And the DA was like, we're not charging until the autopsies come back. And I kept saying to my husband, like, I don't get this. Like, she clearly was murdered. And he was like, they want to have a tight case, which I guess I understand. But they charged Cousin Eddie just based on all the stuff Alec said to them, So that's different than what I'm used to. Just because you say, this person came and shot me, are they going to come charge you or me because somebody said it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would have to, I don't know if it's based on evidence of the camera footage from the church or based on what he said. I mean, I don't know why he is charged. Or, I mean, I would have to speak with someone in law enforcement or the legal community to kind of understand that. But I think the bond was set based on the charges.
Right. Well, I think Cousin Eddie hopefully will come out of this, okay. And because I really don't think he did that.
I'm with you. Like, I feel like he described her as his, friend. I think he was kind of a fall guy.
He didn't have anything to gain by doing that. No money had changed hands. So let's just go.
Well, it could be, though, that he was guaranteed once they got the insurance settlement that he would have gotten something.
Yeah, but usually you're going to get at least something before.
I agree with you. Like, I mean, I'm with you on Cousin Eddie. Like, I think he was the fall guy.
Yeah, I mean, Cousin Eddie, there's clearly no texting, no messaging, no checks written. I mean, have we seen all these checks that Alec said he wrote for opiates? Have any of these checks come out yet?
No, but we have had multiple people who have reached out to us, and like professionals who deal with addiction who
Mhm.
have like, we want to come on and say how it's not possible that you could spend $4 million on drug addiction. We've had a lot of people come out and reach out to us. So we're hoping we can make it happen.
Well, you know, I have a great source. We can talk about this off, but it's one of the head DEA guys in North Carolina. And this weekend, he sent me a text and he said they have a new campaign, and it's basically, it's called Just One Pill. And it's because of all the people dying from like a fentanyl. They think it's Ambien, or they think it's, you know, Lexapro or whatever. And it's fentanyl. And he might be an interesting person because Wilmington is the hub on the East Coast for drugs coming in and out. They kind of push people out of Chicago and the northern places, he said. And the cartel is super active in Wilmington.
Oh, wow.
But that amount of money would be curious because it's more than 4 million. If there's, you know, we would have to say,
well, yeah,
right?
yeah, no, because there's also the missing money law firm that they're saying is missing from a couple $1 million there, and then there's the money from the Satterfield kids. So there's a lot of money unaccounted for.
Yeah. And then whatever he was making, I mean, he bought that.
Yeah, I mean,
that
he wasn't working for free.
$dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
That's in my price range.
Right. So it's kind of weird, though, too, that so many people have said, like, oh, Maggie wasn't looking into finances. Don't you feel like you might be looking into finances if there was a lot of money missing?
Yeah, you know, I pay all the bills in my house. So if the money's missing, they're coming to look at me. You know, I've never, maybe we just don't have so much money that it's ways to steal it from each other. But, you know,
Yeah.
the money goes for mortgages, maybe some college, some, you know, hand sanitizer. But I do think it is important that both people in a relationship always know what the other hand is doing, because, you know, you do hear that that women.
No, I've heard it. I've had friends who have been in a bad situation because of that.
Yeah, just told something.
Yeah. I mean, everyone should always, if you people don't have access to your bank accounts and don't know, like, get in there.
Yeah, now it's an app on your phone, right? So, I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Pretty darn easy to, like, say, who bought this $13 poster from Amazon? I don't know.
My husband's very upset because he gets gift cards for Amazon for his birthday every year. He just had his birthday for my family. And no one ever knows what to get him because he buys everything for himself. I'm like, let's get him an Amazon gift card. So he loaded it up. He's like, I know you're going to spend my Amazon gift card.
It's true. He should just ask for cash.
He should.
That's what I want. Though yesterday I used a really high-powered Honda power washer, and I was like, this is awesome. My like little $100, you know, electric one ain't nothing compared to that. I mean, I was like, I could do this. This could be my career. I love to power wash things.
I have a friend like that. Hey, Jackie, Micah, if you're listening, you guys need to start a business together.
Just some blogging power washing combo nation. Well, I think that drug conversation would be really neat. I'll reach out to my person and get him to kind of give me the lowdown. He can't, you know, do a video because he's got to be undercover. We
don't do videos, so we would love to talk to somebody. We've had a lot of experts reach out.
And I think this whole drug, you know, at some point this story is going to move on, and you and I can talk about different things just because it's fun. I think this drug thing, you know, we both said Alec pretending to have a drug addiction, and if he's not, then that's too bad. But I don't think he does, and it's a serious thing, and it's a real concern, because when I was in college and somebody said, here, take an Adderall or whatever, I remember being like, okay, I'll take one. And then I was like, oh, that made me feel horrible. Where now, you know, what my source said is, now you take one pill and you're dead. And then people are like, well, she died of a drug overdose. And it's like, no, you were just a kid. Curiosity is killing kids.
No, it's really scary. We have had several people in our neighborhood who've lost children from that, and it's they're even saying like marijuana is being laced with fentanyl now. I mean, it's very scary.
Yeah, and it's just sad. I think we knew, well, don't do cocaine, and don't, but it's anyway. Um, it's a different world these days. Different world. Well, thank you for the update. I look forward to hearing what we hear this week. I like your new selfie light.
I know. Thank you, Mary Fraser. I feel like it just improved my lighting.
Seton, tell them the name of your podcast again.
Oh yeah, it's Murdaugh Family Murders: Impact of Influence.
Murdaugh Family Murders: Impact of Influence on Apple Podcasts. And let me just say before we get off that your partner who did this story with Nancy Grace, that was like the best Nancy Grace episode I've ever seen.
I know. I've seen a lot of shade where people are like, oh, if Nancy Grace is your thing, and Nancy Grace is not. Like, honestly, like, I mean, she's a little bit too much for me usually, but I really enjoyed it. I thought Matt was like Xanax to Nancy Grace.
I mean,
force.
It was like a Dateline episode. I mean, I was super impressed, and I liked that they were kind of out and around and like showing us the bridge. I mean, I just liked that.
That ride along that she did with the bridge was so good. And the drone footage of the Moselle property was really good.
Yeah, it was really, because it's hard to offer something new. And I walked away thinking, okay, this is sort of to me.
When you looked at the bridge footage, which was crazy to me, it's like you didn't realize how narrow that passageway was. Like because I had seen pictures of it, but until you actually watched someone go through it,
right?
It
would be hard to get through not drunk.
What's that?
Not drunk, it would be hard to get through.
No, exactly.
Yeah. It was super. I mean, that was just, yeah. And then going full throttle through there. What was the name of the Nancy Grace story? Janie asked. Janie, was it on Thursday night or Tuesday night, Seton?
I don't remember. Like, I don't know what day it is.
But I think if you Google it, it would pop up.
If you Google it, yeah, it was just a Nancy Grace special.
Have a show like that. Normally her show is her sitting at her desk, with little headlines. This was her out on location with Seton.
No, and she was good. Like,
it was good.
I thought it was good. And
Liz
again, I know Nancy Grace can be a little salacious.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was a really well done thing.
Yeah, I did too.
In my opinion, for all the victims, the more coverage, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we just keep it into the state of South Carolina, there's a chance that it could be swept under the rug, all of this.
Well, and I think we've learned that with Gabby Petito. They found now 2 more people from looking for her and just tips flooding in. And I'm thankful that her family is like, we are so appreciative of social media attention. We want to make sure more people have this. There's still a geologist that's missing, an African-American, maybe from Philadelphia. And and they found his car a few weeks later, crashed. And the family is like, so I've been working on a story to share about it, but they're like, where is he? There's not much worse than not knowing where your person is,
No.
But anyway, social media is a pain in the ass, but it can be great for sharing and getting.
No, it's pain. It's a pain, but also the other thing people should know is that Stephen Smith's family they're doing a fundraiser. So you can find out information on our Facebook page, Murdaugh Podcast, and they're doing like a fundraiser where it's kind of cool. On October 30th, they're doing an event It's going to help raise money for Sandy Smith, who has never been able to afford a headstone for her child. But also, I'm sure she has a lot of legal expenses as well.
Yeah.
So they're going to do like a whole day there, but they're also doing a silent auction that there are going to be items available online. So I would definitely say check that out.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. That's nice. Yeah, because, you know, her son, you know, if somebody said, oh, your child got hit by a car, I'd be like, they did? Like, where's the car? I mean, you're just going to tell.
No, she's never believed that. And I mean, and then the fact that 6 years later, she still doesn't have any answers.
Yeah. Yeah.
About how her child died.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's wrong. I mean, you shouldn't have to be the right family to find out information, you know?
No, and no one should have to bury their own kid.
No, they shouldn't. And too often they do. Well, I'm going to go put one of my kids in the bed. I just went and got some melatonin, and I'll be right here. So check in with me.
All right. Good night.
Night, y'all.